The year 2020 was a difficult one for all countries as they struggled to fight a deadly infection which would later go on to become a pandemic. However, the good news now is that vaccine development is ongoing at breakneck speeds around the world, and that may offer some respite in the future. In India, for instance, the head of the Serum Institute, which is tasked to develop the AstraZeneca-based Covishield vaccine in the country, now says that the positive late-stage trial results of the candidates will allow it to seek emergency use approval by the year end, before securing approval for full introduction by February or March next year. India also expects a government-backed vaccine, that is the Bharat Biotech Covaxin, to be launched as early as February. The late-stage trial of Russia's Sputnik 5 is also being conducted in the country. Meanwhile, in China, no supply deals have been struck with Western drug makers, and instead, the government has partnered with private companies from within the country. China has approved 3 vaccine candidates developed by Sinovac Biotech and state-owned Sinopharm for emergency use for now. China has been using Sinovac's CoronaVac vaccine to inoculate around 1 million people under an emergency use program. But according to reports, AstraZeneca's vaccine may also be approved in China by mid-2021. Pfizer-BioNTech's vaccine is slated for trials as well, and the Russian vaccine candidate Sputnik 5 is also to be trialled in the country. Let's now shift focus to Japan, which has deals to buy 120 million doses from Pfizer-BioNTech in the first half of next year and 120 million jabs from AstraZeneca, the first 30 million of which will be shipped by March 2021. And the 250 million will be from Novavax. It is also in talks with Johnson & Johnson for its candidate. Meanwhile, Taiwan aims to secure around 15 million doses initially, both through the COVAX scheme and by direct purchases from manufacturers as well. It may buy an additional 15 million doses too. The government has said that it hopes to begin vaccinations in the first quarter next year. South Korea has deals to buy 20 million doses each from AstraZeneca, Pfizer and Moderna, and another 4 million from Johnson & Johnson, enough to cover up to 34 million people of its population. It will procure additional doses for about 10 million people through COVAX. Inoculation is likely to start in the second quarter of next year. Malaysia, meanwhile, has agreed to buy 12.8 million doses of the Pfizer vaccine. Pfizer will deliver the first batch of 1 million doses in the first quarter of next year. And the Philippines announced a deal for 2.6 million doses of the AstraZeneca Oxford University vaccine, and it is also seeking 20 million to 50 million doses from Sinovac and is in talks with others as well, including Pfizer. Moving on to Indonesia now, which has secured 125.5 million doses from Sinovac and 30 million doses from Novavax. And it is also in talks with AstraZeneca and Pfizer to buy 50 million doses each and expects to get 16 million from the COVAX scheme. Bangladesh has signed a deal with India's Serum Institute to buy 30 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. It also expects to receive 68 million doses from Global Vaccine Alliance, Gavi, at a subsidized rate. And now coming to Australia, it has secured 53.8 million doses from AstraZeneca and 51 million from Novavax, 10 million from Pfizer and 25.5 million from the distribution program, that is COVAX. Australia expects delivery of 3.8 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine in January and February next year and plans to begin inoculations in March.